What's
in the
going on?
building. We've kind of circulated around. I've obviously been on your show. I think this is the first time I got you on this side, right?
It is, yeah, because I normally the other time it was with Jay Tuck. So
Yeah. First time, First time I got you on this side. And I'm super excited about it, man. And bro, I mean, you're super. I'm here Central, so I'm cool. It's 10:38. Boy, you on that late night creep?
Yeah, buddy, man. Look, but hey, look, when you got kids at home, bro, when you got 3 of them and they all young, man. Look, it's the only time you get to yourself, man.
The one thing, the one thing I always said, man. The one thing I always said, look, hey, man, maybe y'all give it a like, give it a share, man. What's going on, Ryan? Thank you for tuning in, man. I'm gonna give some shares real quick. We just went live off the cusp. We didn't really schedule this out for people to know we're live, so I'm gonna get some shares. The one thing I've always said unequivocally, if in case my guy made on, because I got to use unequivocally if he's here. But is, man, if you can find out, if you can find out a way to bottle that energy from them young kids, man, you put it on the shelf, boy, Red Bull be out of business tomorrow, man.
Absolutely,
for real,
my guy. Absolutely.
No ifs, ands, or buts about it. With that being said, though, little draft talk. Your man you're rocking with, Cowboy Joe Boo. Man, I've been watching, been checking. The whole night. Man, y'all had some great different takes as it pertains to the old the draft and what's going on. You're a draft head, so man, I can't wait to get on here and take some draft talks. Man, what's going on? Oh, Brian, low key, you beer gang, you always tuning in. Boy, I see the new profile pic, man. What is going on? Ryan, back in the building with that howdy. Mark Kenner, always looking for a fatty on this defensive line, is in the building. Now, give it a like, give it a share, man. I'm going to get out here and get some shares real quick. I'm going to start off a little hot for you. Let's talk about Caleb Farley. Let's talk about Mr. Caleb Farley. Minor back surgery. He's going to be available June, maybe July. Is he out of the first round for you?
Yeah, he is. He is.
Okay.
And my reason is, for one, him, and opting out. Everybody has the choice to opt out if you want to.
Right.
And so I'm not going to hold that too much.
Yeah, I mean, Petey Sewell, Jamar Chase, right? They did it.
Yeah. So understand, we know why you did it. You did it for your health, and that's cool. But also understand that that's a year off from the game. Not to mention, you kind of had back problems already, and then this came up again. To me, the claim to fame was the 4.2 40, his athleticism.
Right.
And being that you're going to be starting late, it's already tough to acclimate to the game when you're active, when you're an active college player trying to go to the NFL. He's going to have 2 things going against him. 1, trying to get reacclimated to playing football again. And 2, now you got to try to acclimate to the game speed. So, that's 2 things where we got these healthy corners that we see out here working out, who actually have played last year. You know what I'm saying? So it was already even amongst probably the top 5. You said, what did we say? Like the top 5 were neck and neck already?
Right.
Yeah. So knowing that you guys were already even, and then you kind of had the back procedure and these guys are healthy, I think that it kind of pushes you back a little bit. Not his talent. I mean, he has talent. He's a first-round talent, but, health definitely, I don't think too many teams take that risk with how I guess even everything was before. Somebody will get lucky in the second round, but I just don't see him in the first.
Yeah, I mean, and look, and I've talked about it, and I'm like, man, to me, this screams Cowboys special second round.
Absolutely. I tweeted that today. Yep.
It's like, the Jalen Smiths of the world, the Lees, the Randy Gregory wasn't an injury case, but there we are. And then of course we get to the other side of Bruce Carter, even, right?
Ooh, yeah, that's a good one.
So I mean, we've been down this path and done it before. However, I think I'll go out on the limb here. I think that he won't make it to the second round. I think, and when I look at a team like the Kansas City Chiefs, sitting at 31, and I'm like, we get to 31, we start thinking about the prospects that are going to be there. I think I take the chance of kill. I have the leverage, right? I had the, I got the latitude, if you will. You know what, man? We got everything kind of said or whatever. We kind of bounced back with the offensive line. Everyone thought we were kind of crazy. What was going on? Man, you know what? There's a Caleb Farley here. How can we pass this up, right, with Caleb Farley? So I just, look, and honestly, I'll keep it another buck. I don't know if he makes it past 15 with the Patriots.
Really? That's interesting.
Right. Now, you look at everything the Patriots have done this offseason defensively, even offensively, right? Okay. You think about what they're positioned currently. And again, let's think about this. He's going to be back. This isn't a type of, because everybody hears back, they hear surgery, everybody loses their mind. And especially in Cowboys issue because it's Tyron Smith, or even if you go back to Dak Prescott, we're not talking about disc surgery here though with him. I mean, and I'm with you. The holdup per se is he didn't play last year, so you're a little worried because the thing for me, and I don't know about you, DMV, and I've coached a couple of different sports. I've played a lot of different sports. What I do know is there's no sport that you can't. There's just not a sport that you can really practice the type of way. When it comes to football, you just have to play football. Look, basketball, baseball. I could do this is going to make me better. But when it comes to football, man, if I ain't got no pads on and I'm not really hitting and doing, it's just different. However, I go back to the Jalen Smith series. Well, if the Cowboys didn't take Jalen in the second round, guess who's going to take him?
New England.
It really, to me, seems like 15, they look around, the right guy, you know what? We'll take a Caleb Farley over here. That's fine. We know what to do with him. Oh, he's going to be healthy June, July. No, tomorrow's pro day. I mean, it's going to matter. He's got to get in front. He's going to talk to some teams and that's going to matter some. I do agree with that. However, I think there's no way on God's green earth that he makes it out of the first round. Look, I would love it. Look, Caleb, let me do whatever it's in to get Caleb Farley the second round. I know Cowboys fans wouldn't like it. However, I just don't think it's going to happen. Look, I'm not saying it's going to go 15 to the Patriots, but I'm telling you now, it would not shock me at 15 because I think maybe Surtain goes before 10. Let's just say the Cowboys sit at 10 and take Horn. It wouldn't shock me. The Patriots say, we'll just take Caleb Farley right here. We're fine. We're good. It would
shock me, and I'll tell you why it would shock me.
Okay, hit me.
If they still had Tom Brady, you could kind of get away with those kind of gambles. They were able with Tom Brady to get away with a lot of gambles, like getting Harry in the first round when everybody just scratched our head at it. And now they kind of have to go after the short thing. It's a little bit different because you don't have 12 back there, managing games that kind of takes away from that.
Right.
Also, they're also a team that won't shy away from linebacker, and they'll have an opportunity to get a linebacker there possibly with Parsons possibly falling, or JOK, which hurts my heart.
Hold on. Parsons ran that 4.39 today. Come on now, or 4.36 or whatever. He ain't getting out of the top 10. Philly, come get your linebacker. Philly, come get your linebacker.
I've been hearing from a lot of Philly fans that they trying to take our boy, which we'll probably talk about a little bit later. They've been killing me all day talking about it. I just don't see it, but
right.
Philly's gonna take everybody. Apparently, I hope they do take Parsons. Please take Parsons. Please.
My guy, Philly podcast was on Twitter today saying, "Bring me Parsons." I'm like, by all means, please,
please take him. I'm
but
cool
still. Yeah, but Farley, you think just not going to be in that first round, huh?
It's mainly because of the injury
right.
and being off has nothing to do with his talent. I think he's a first round talent.
Right, you hear back and you hear surgery, and you're like,
plus the year off. Now, if he had played and he had back surgery, that's different, But being off, because in my mind, I'm thinking this, you had a whole year to get your body right. And maybe you got hurt during that time, but even still, you had a whole year. Go ahead, my bad.
No, Davey, you're absolutely right, and I think that's the biggest thing when it comes to this pro day. right now you're doing the surgery. When did this happen? And I
Yeah.
think that's key. I think that what you hit right there, DMV, is absolutely nail, head, hammer, the whole nine. You've been off for a year. You're doing this now. What happened? Now, and this goes back to, I'm going to side on common sense. I'm going to say, well, common sense tells me it had to happen recently. That's why they're doing it. If it's any other answer besides that, now I'm with you with I don't know if you can take him first round, but I'm going to go with smartly people that he had in his corner. He opted out. I'm sure he's with the agent as soon as he opted out. He knew he was going to come back after this opt-out season. He was working on things, happened, and that's why. And look, even better yet, if he's smart, and I'm going to guess whatever agent's representing him is going to say, yeah, no matter when this happened, oh, no, this just happened February, March, working out. And of course, it's already on the record. He'll be ready by June. Risk, yes. However, and here's where it goes back to the New England side and why I'm with, you said 12, and I'm with you with 12, right? You could do that. Look, they never got it right with 12 in the first round for a lot of points, especially on the offense. Wide receiver was really where they struggled, right?
Yeah.
However, 12 left for a year. You had 11 guys opt out, the whole nine. They're getting a plethora of guys coming back to this roster that opted out. You see the guys. You're looking at the offense that they're building with Cam, with the two tight ends.
Mhm.
They're going to get them. Look, now they're going to get them a bell cow. Sony Michel is great. I'm not tripping on Sony. I think what he can bring to the table is great. However, they're going to get that LeGarrette Blount, aka Corey Dillon style. They're going back to those Patriots, is the two tight end, bust you in the mouth, defense strong. And I look around the defense and all they have, boy, they're just missing somebody special outside because they want to get rid of Gilmore. They're missing somebody special outside. And that's why, to me, I wouldn't be shocked. Not saying it's going to happen. I would not be shocked if they took Caleb Farley 15. I just wouldn't be shocked. Now, beyond that, I just think there's too much upside with the back surgery not being that bad. I don't think he's going to handle the pro day wrong. And I look at those 29, 30, 31 teams. Again, when I look at Kansas City, right? What do you need? Oh, yeah. Let me get a
Saints probably too.
Saints is another one. But boy, I look at Kansas City. I just don't know how. I keep looking at it. The teams could take it before. I just don't know how Caleb Farley gets past the Chiefs. I just don't know. You've been to back-to-back Super Bowls, right? Got to be culpable to be able to take in the guy, right?
Yeah.
Yeah,
and
go ahead.
You brought up a very valuable point about the Chiefs because they're another team that can they can take on that risk because they have such a good quarterback play. Their defense was already bad, so they can take that risk. You know what I'm saying? So you bring a very good valid point to that.
Now, be clear. Cam's QB1 next year. Be clear. Now, they might get Mac Jones at a certain point. They're not going to take him at 15. I know everybody's like, oh, Mac Jones is New England. Look. You're a prisoner of the moment thinking about Tom Brady. It's not going to happen at 15. Look, if it's wrong, I'll show back up here and say, hey, man, your guy Nick's was wrong. They're rolling with Cam. That's why they're building the offense the way that they are. And also, I don't think Cam goes back if he's not going to be the number one QB. Wide receiver one, I hear you. You forget they signed the two tight ends. And plus, they added wide receiver help already. Nelson Aguilar out there. Say what you want to say about him. So maybe some drops or whatever. His last year in Philly was actually really damn good. And then if you take him over to the Raiders, he played really good. They signed another guy already. They know their history of drafting wide receivers in the first round. I don't think there's any way in hell the Patriots are going to take a wide receiver at 15 or quarterback.
Hear me out.
All right, go for it.
There is a guy that kind of fits what they like in receivers. That a hell of an athlete. He had a pretty good pro day in Rondale Moore. That could possibly be around there.
Mistake. And look, they should put their hand out, slap their hand, and be like, no. Anytime we take a wide receiver round one, it doesn't work. Slap their hand, move away. I don't care if it's offensive line, a linebacker. They can take whatever they want to. The Patriots definitely should not do that. But we're not here to talk about the Patriots. Neither here nor there. Look, I'm going to get off of that gas because we're doing way too much. Shout out to my guy, Mike Cantor. Boom. For sure. Now, hey, maybe that's his problem was, well, I mean, hey, man, we're not going to get into that. We're not a Philly cast anyways.
Yeah.
So at number 10, I do want to ask you this, Mr. Guru of the draft.
Yeah. Well, I
Who
like it.
who have you,
I appreciate that.
yeah, Mr. Guru of the draft. I see the work. I like it. Who you circling at 10 right now?
Bruh, I
Subject to
haven't wavered.
change.
You know I haven't wavered, man. Look,
Okay.
my number one, and I don't think he's gonna make it to us, but my number one is Kyle Pitts, my guy.
Now let's go.
It's my number
Facts.
one. I mean, look, can one dream? Like, and we all talked about, a lot of us talked about CD. I didn't think CD was gonna make it to us last year. So if Micah Parsons ran that 4.39 and people believe in it, that only helps us.
Yeah.
That helps us.
Big facts.
Does Surtain go top 10? Does he go before us?
Right.
That helps us. So one can dream. I'll say Kyle Pitts is my number one right now. And really, I think,
And that's all that matters. That's your number one. That's fine.
Yeah.
There's no problem there. Who, if he makes it there or not, it's fine. It's your number one. It's my number one. We already know it's my number one too. Long-time listeners, y'all know that's been my number one since January.
Yeah, it's been
We're
your
good.
number one. Y'all have to sell me on it.
Yeah,
I'm sold.
Here's what I go back to. Everybody, before we got to these pro days for the defenders, right? The Parsons, the Surtains, the Horns, right? Was everybody said nothing but offense going 1 through 9, and I'm like, guys, come on, let me get a sip of this coffee. I mean, just show me the last draft where there was no defensive player taking 1 through 9.
Yeah, fact.
Somebody's going to go. Maybe so, Mr. Page. Maybe so. Look, I think there's going to be, I literally think there's going to be for sure minimum three quarterbacks go. I think there's a real chance that 4 go. Like really 4.
Yeah.
I do think.
Sure. I think 4 is going to go anyway. I think 4 going to go in top 10.
So now we're at that point, and we're like, okay, there's got to be, 5 more players before us, right? All right. So let's say Parsons enters the mix after today. All right. Now we're to 5. Penny Sewell's going to make it? I don't think so. Now we're to 6. Now, Slater's the cusp. You don't really know, right? Is Slater going to make it? Is he not going to make it? I don't know. He could. He could get picked. He might not get picked. I think Surtain, after his pro day, people are going to fall in love. He's going to go earlier. Everyone's like, oh, well, he's going to, because a lot of people had him at going to Denver, is what I saw. I don't know about you. They're like, oh, well, they got Fuller now. But yeah, but Fuller's on a 1-year deal. So that doesn't really prohibit them going to get a cornerback, right? So I'm like, okay, look,
Smith,
I think, I think Jamar Chase is headed to Philly. Or excuse me, headed to if he makes it to the Bengals, I think he's going to the Bengals. You right? You got Burrow, go get his own boy. You done some work on the offensive line already, right? Go get his own boy, Jamar Chase. Make him feel comfortable. We don't want him to leave after the 5 years. Let's make him let's get his boy. Yeah, you lost AJ Green anyways. Let's go get him a guy. Look, John Ross is out of the building as well. Because I hear a lot of people say, well, Pitts is going to go here. And I'm like, yeah. I'm like, look, I think they're going to offensive weapon. If it's not offensive line to protect him, I think you'll get a wide receiver with Ross and Green off the board. I think that matters more. So I think I think Cowboys Nation latches on to whoever's the hot topic of the day and says there's no way they're going to make it to 10. Here's what I know, and I want to get your response on this. Somebody's making it to 10. Waddle, Slater, Pitts, maybe Jamar Chase. I don't know, Devontae Smith. Surtain, Horn. Somebody. When we were doing this and breaking this down back in like February, as we've gotten to the free agency side, it just always changes as we talk about. If we got to free agency side and we're seeing things develop and things happen, we were kind of scouring, like everyone was like kind of team trade back into a little bit. Yeah. It's not that no more. There's going to be hella options at 10. It's what do you like? DMV, Pitts. You just mentioned Pitts. Plethora of picks at 10, or do you think it's going to be high?
I'm sorry, my bad. You kind of broke up a little bit. What you say?
I said, are there going to be a plethora of guys that you want at 10, or do you think it's going to be kind of dry?
I think there's going to be a plethora of guys to the point that when there's a plethora of guys, I'm trying to figure out who wants Trey Lance. Who wants Trey Lance? You know what I'm saying? Because at that point, when it's a plethora of guys, that's really when you trade back. You don't trade back just for the hell of trading back. You trade back because there's a bunch of people that you like, and you can get them and then get some extra picks. That's when you trade back. So I'm asking San Francisco, how bad do you want a quarterback? I'm asking Pittsburgh, how bad do you want a quarterback? We know Washington probably is not going to want a quarterback now. We know Indy doesn't want a quarterback. But the sweepstakes will probably be maybe Pittsburgh, San Francisco. That's where it gets interesting, because the Giants aren't going to get a quarterback, I don't think, at 11. So, maybe two spots. Maybe San Fran wants to move up, and we get another pick out of that. If not, there's a couple of guys you just got to be. There's got to be, you'll be okay with picking there, but you still got to pick up the phone. You know what I'm saying?
Got to pick up the phone. You do have to pick up the phone. Now, with that being said, we have 10 picks in this draft. Mm-hmm. Are we taking 10 guys in this draft?
In my opinion, I think you shouldn't take 10 guys in this draft. I think you should move around, use those picks wisely. You know what I'm saying? Use them wisely, package them up. If it was up to me, my ideal draft is to find a way to package things around and we get 6 picks, 6 really good picks. That's what I would do. But because at the end of the day, 10, we double up at some positions if we did it that way. And that's okay. In my mind, I wanted to get 2 safeties, 2 defensive linemen in this draft. They may not make the roster. They might be on practice squad, might be whatever. But no matter what, I wanted to get 2 safeties, 2 defensive linemen. But perfect draft is probably about maybe 6 to 7. What about you?
Yeah, I think Brian Hawkins just hit it for me, and this is kind of something I've been preaching, is that between rounds 2 through 4, you got 5 picks.
Yeah.
3 rounds, 5 picks. I need to turn those 5 picks into 3 high players up the board. I need to go up the board, right? And I need to turn those into like 2 seconds and a third, maybe a first and 2 seconds, a first, maybe a second and then a double second. I think you got to get active rounds 2 through 4 with the picks you have. I don't think there's going to be 10 guys that's going to make this team, nor do you need to draft 10 guys. Now, the one interesting thing that I believe is this. We can literally go, if we're doing the draft chart now, we can go from 10 to 7 in the first round. We go from 10 to 7. It only costs us a 3rd round pick. We got 2/3. We got 2/3. We can give up 1 3rd round pick and go from 10 to 7. Are you willing to give up a 3rd round pick to go from 10 to 7? If you are, who's the guy you're going up for?
Pitts. That's what I'm going up for. If all I got to do is give up a 3rd round, if all I got to give up is a 3rd round, I'm jumping right in front of Carolina. Jumping right in front of Carolina and getting Pitts. If he's there. Other than that, anybody
there's
else?
There's the $1 million question there too, DMV. Does he make it that far? I'm with you. But there's a lot of, if you will, pit holes, dead joke, that could happen, right? Hey, look, Kansas City, Cincinnati, like, you know what? We're getting our young quarterback a tight end, dynamic guy, generational player. The Dolphins, even with Grosecki out there, man, we're going with this 2 tight end set with Tua. We're just going to make him comfortable. Hey, Ertz is out the door apparently in Philly. You know what? We're going to get Jalen. Ertz is gone. We're going to get Hurts a guy here, even though we got Dallas got it. There's a lot of pit holes for him to get on to 7. I do agree with that. But I'm with you. Man, I give up a 3rd to go get Pitts, and really in my guy Patrick Page is in my head, and this is why whenever people tell me that Pitts won't fall, I'm like, well, we gotta look at GMs are very creatures of nature. They're creatures of habit, if you will. And when's the last tight end, as he just said, went top 10, right? So are these guys willing to go do that to take a tight end? Because in the circle of the NFL, because they're archaic. If you go take a tight end at 4 or 5, man, you're going to catch that work from other GMs. Like, oh, bro, you went tight end. Oh my God, it happens. Like, people don't think it happens, but it does really happen that way. Go ahead, DMV.
And I was just going to say this though, maybe you don't look at him as going up and getting a tight end, because that's what everybody keeps characterizing him as just his normal tight end, like he's
He's
just
more
a
than that.
regular tight end.
Yeah.
Didn't Atlanta go up and get Julio?
Mm-hmm.
You know, I mean, I think
Yeah.
that he's a Julio type talent. I think that he's a
Right.
Julio type talent. So look at it as you going up and getting the talent, not
Right.
necessarily going up and getting a position. You know, that's what people have to get out of their minds. What does that do for your team? I think that
Big facts.
it instantly makes us better in a position where we can get better. You know, I hear a
Mm-hmm.
lot of people saying we got Schultz and we got Jarwin. And so I'll ask you this question, because I
Yeah.
know you
Hit me.
went in on the draft.
Yeah. Hit me.
It's two guys there's two tight ends that I think. Well, I'll just say that. Do you think if we add Brevin Jordan, do you think he starts day one?
I think he has a chance to. Yes, University of Miami. Yes, I do.
Okay.
I do think it's a chance. I think it's a chance you want, and I'll explain why. Is that look? I know we all love Schultz because man, everybody got hurt. He stepped in, right? It's like, oh my God, we thought Schultz was ass, but he kind of produced. But I'm like, you look at the numbers. He gave you Jason Witten 2019 numbers.
Absolutely.
Man, we always hating on 2019. We was like, Jason Witten, man, get out of here, man. You're killing us.
Yeah.
I've banged the drum for Jarwin from day one. I've been Jaws Hive forever. He played the cowboy position, and that's what it's called at Oklahoma State is the cowboy position. And I looked at the tape that he had. I'm like, oh, this guy's kind of a more athletic win. He's kind of the same mode, just more athletic. Your best ability is availability. If for whatever reason, I'm not blaming just him. We're talking about Witten back and forth. Witten was gone for a year. What did you do when Witten was gone for the year, if you will? And then Witten came back and whatever. And then, now you're the guy. You got extended, and you, literally in the first half, boom, you blew your knee. You're gone. You know. So yeah, if you add my guy from the U, I think he gets a chance. You know why? Was Jordan Schultz drafted by Mark McCarthy in this staff?
No.
And we all know, if you don't know, guess what? You can take this to the bank for me and DMV. If a coach comes to this team and you're not a quote-unquote unequivocal guy that is head above shoulders superstar, you're on the clock immediately.
Fact.
You're on the clock. Hence why Xavier Woods is gone. Right?
Yeah.
I'll tell you, I bet money if McCarthy then was still here. Oh, excuse me, McCarthy.
Garrett.
Oh shit. Yeah, Garrett, but the Marinelli.
Oh, yeah, Marinelli, yeah.
Woods might be back, but he's not their guy, so they're going to push him up out of here. And this is the kind of thing with the tight end. It goes back to saying last year when I saw about Lamb and I was pounding the table for Lamb a little bit late in December, but I really got on that train late January. And they're like, oh, we don't. The first blowback was before he could even be there at 17 was, we don't need a wide receiver. I'm like, yeah, we do. We definitely do. And you don't pass up that talent. And there's well, he won't be there. And we're kind of to that salt now, like these guys are going to be there, which is fine. If he's not there, so be it. But look, take Surtain, take Horn. But again, they have to BPA and follow their board. And I don't care if it's Pitts. I don't care if it's look, if Waddle is on their board higher than those two cornerbacks, you take Waddle.
Yeah.
That's how you draft. That's what you do. Slater's higher, then you take Slater. Yeah, I get it. You get Slater. Oh man, I got this winter coat with Slater, and they're like, oh my God, you took the offensive lineman in the first round. It doesn't matter if your board says he's higher, then that's what you do. You know, and it's just kind of where I'm at. So,
and I didn't even get to bring up the other tight end I was talking about because we're just talking Brevin Jordan. There's a tight end better than him. Hunter Long. Hunter Long definitely is better than those guys right now.
Yeah.
Day one. And so I thought about it, and I'm just like, well, why Pitts? He blows them out of the water. Like, I wouldn't even have to question if he's starting day one. We're trying to figure out, like, neither one of those guys, defensive coordinators, are coming in and saying, damn, we gotta worry about Jarwin. We gotta worry about Schultz. Nobody's saying that. Those are guys that they're giving you. If the defensive coordinators are probably like, if this guy kills us, then we'll live with it.
Yeah.
And Pitts comes in, it's a little different.
Yeah, way different. My guy Brian says, how do you like the Cowboys signing of, I call him Kamikaze, Matt Owen has been on my head. KZ is the pronouncer, is the actual way you pronounce it, but I've been calling him Kamikaze forever. That's what they called him up there in Atlanta. What do you think about Mr. Casey coming in on a 1-year deal?
No, I haven't had the opportunity to really watch his tape. I've seen highlights, but I haven't gone in
Mm,
Game Pass and watched him. I actually really wanted Hooker of the two. That was
mm,
the one that I wanted. But I will say that I do think that Kamikaze is going to be better than anything that we've had in the past.
right.
I don't know. He's actually a real safety. He's probably the last real safety we had since what Hamlin, that we've really
Mm,
gone after in free
mm.
agency or something like that. Like, I mean, and I'm not counting Ha Clinton Dix because we didn't even play him. So
Yeah,
he's familiar with the
look,
system.
look, look.
So
He's a great. Again, I was on the Hooker train as well with you, DMV. I was like, you know what? I would like to get Hooker in on like a 2-3 year deal. Let me see what he's got. He's young enough. We know what the talent is. We know about the injuries, but some of these guys flourish later. So I was kind of the mindset with you of getting Hooker in here. But familiarity, we know how that works. Oh, my coach, I know my guy. I'm gonna bring him in. He's going to. So that's what KZ does, right? He knows the system. It's going to happen. He's a 1-year bridge gap. The thing that makes me excited about KZ is he's not a very big, is he? He's not these big corners and everything that they love. And whenever I think about his size, I'm like, oh, well, I got to think of a bridge gap guy because he's here for 1 year. I'm like, well, let me look at this 3 safeties in the draft. And I think about Joe Witt working a couple of safeties out at TCU,
TCU.
running them through some drills. And Mr. Washington is my guy. I think he's a land shark. I don't care about the 40, these fake ass 40s we're running here in pro days. I don't care. I think he's a land shark. And I look at KZ and I'm like, you're okay with his size? That means you got to be okay with the Washington. So maybe they're thinking we're going to do that and try to go get KZ in the draft that we can maybe go get in the 3rd round. Or if we have to move up even in the 3rd round, we can go get him. And he's the perfect bridge gap, if you will, for him. So for me, I like it. I'm with you as well. Head and shoulders, we are out of the woods at safety
I like
now.
that. See what you
We're
did
out of the woods
there.
of safety now. We get to see Donovan Wilson blossom with my guy Neil playing linebacker. So yeah, no, I'm excited. They signed a big boy as well. And if you go look at depth signing, special teams and curse, if you go put his stats up over the past 3 years versus oh crud, the guy from New York that we had down here, Thompson, Darius
Oh,
Thompson, is that
Darian
his name?
Thompson. Darian Thompson.
Yeah, yeah. Better stats in that fill-in role. So I mean, we've built the infrastructure up at safety. We got KZ, and then okay, bet let's go draft a guy now,
And
right?
I'll even tell you the best thing about Casey and what I think about
Mm-hmm.
over Hooker is the fact that they're probably going to have to do virtual learning again. He's coming fresh off the system to where you
Right,
don't have to go through that as much. He already knows it, so that's where he had a leg up there. And plus, I heard something about the physical too. I didn't think that Hooker passed it or something like that. So they had to do what they had to do, man. And I do think that
right,
it's a good bridge gap there. There's no pressure on drafting the safety. You could just go ahead and
right.
get whoever's there or whatnot, and you know.
Right, and my guy Tim Hargrave, and of course, I mean a lot of people love Richie Grant. I'm not hating on Richie Grant. I just don't know if they're going to go. Here's what I think now. I'm looking at what they've signed. I'm looking at what they do. You have Neil in house. If something goes wrong at strong safety, I don't know if your first 2 picks are going to be a safety. Well, stop. First pick's not going to be a safety. I know that for a fact. Never mind.
Yeah,
Let me clear the decks on that. There's
yeah,
not one guy that's going to be there. But when I get to the 2nd round, I don't know if it's going to be a safety, especially when we're watching like the Boltons of the world from Missouri fall, and we're thinking about linebacker. So I don't know that's going to be there. See, to me, I think safety, you're thinking 3rd or later now, is what I'm thinking. That's kind of where I'm at. So yeah, Grant. Look, I think there's a chance that Grant goes 1st round. I think he's a high riser, baby, in my Dickie Vitale voice. I think he's a high riser. Now if he was there at 44, it wouldn't surprise me. But I just don't know if the Cowboys are going to go safety now at number 2.
yeah. I'm
I
with
just
you.
feeling different.
I think I think it's more so looking like a skill player, like you were saying. I think at 2 you got to go in the trenches, whether it be an offensive lineman or defensive lineman, preferably an interior defensive lineman because we haven't done much there, in my opinion, in free agency. I like Urban a little. I like Urban.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and who's the other guy that we signed? We signed the guy from
Carlos
Houston.
Watkins.
Yeah,
Carlos Watkins from Houston. Yeah.
yeah, but neither one of those guys stopped me from taking the interior guy like
Yeah.
Aiden McNeil or one of those guys. And you said we got two
Mhm.
threes, so maybe we get an interior defensive lineman there. So that might, I think maybe at 2, just depending on how much they like Merrick. Maybe if Merrick is somehow around, I doubt it, but if
Right.
he's somehow around, that's probably the only way that they do it.
Yeah. I mean, to me, I think, and look, I've already took my bet with SoFlo, aka Jonathan, SoFlo Cowboys. My guy Jonathan. I already took a bet. I bet him that we're going to sign an outside corner before the draft. Is what I bet him. I'm 3 for 3 so far, or 4 for 4. I don't know where I'm at. I've lost count. But I'm doubling down now. I'm gonna keep it funky. Is where I'm gonna go
We
on
have to.
that. So right, because if they don't, they basically painted themselves into the corner. We have to take a corner at 10. And we know the Cowboys don't want to do that. They like to be fluid and do everything that they want to do and BPA, be flashy. And I think, look, right now, I think it's going to be offensive player. I don't know if it's O-line. I don't know if it's wide receiver. I don't know if it's side in. But any of the three is not going to surprise me.
Yeah, and
Right.
also,
And then I think they're going to get busy with the defense later, just like they did last year. I think it's going to be kind of a repeat kind of thing. And then when we talk about defense, D tackle, and I'm with you. One thing is what I thought they were going to solve here in free agency, which they haven't. They could have did it with Hankins very cheaply for 3.5. But I like Urban, and I do believe this. I think Cowboys Nation is going to fall in love with Mr. Brent Urban. I think you go watch his attitude, how he has go dial
he's
up his
tough.
when he's mic'd up. Go dial him mic'd up. Yeah, I guess I think it was the Texans. Bro, Cowboys is just going to fall in love with him. And if you watch him, even though it's a 3-4, I get it's not the true one tech, if you will. However, he's just eating up blocks with his 6-7 frame. 2 blocks, 3 blocks at times, different things. And of course, what they did was with Watkins, with him, with Basham and Neal even, they are guys that help the run,
which we
right?
need, which we need.
Which 150. Well, man, we gave up 155 last year, 31st in the league. Yeah, you're right. We need that shit. And shit, they might roll me out there with my 6'3", 200 and well, no, I guess I'm about 310 right now. I might be able to help the run right now at 42. I don't know, but that's where we are. But back to the second round pick. Is at 44 DMV? Is there a interior defensive lineman you'd be willing to take at 44?
I take McNeil. I take McNeil at that range from NC State. I like him a
Mm-hmm.
lot. I like his hands. I think that he helps us in the run. He helps us in the pass rush too. Because see, the guys that we got, in my opinion, don't help us in the pass rush. They help us in the run.
Right.
And see, because they help us in the run, now you can go ahead and get you a guy that can help us in the pass rush, and it won't be too much pressure for him to perform early.
Mm-hmm.
You can kind of bring him along. I like Urban, like you said, man. He's bigger than anything. About what I like about him is how tough he is. You said he eats those blocks. He's like what we wanted Tyrone Crawford to be, what they
Right.
wanted Tyrone Crawford to be, as far as a guy that doesn't get moved, that's really solid, that's a leader. You know what I'm saying? When I say leader, I mean somebody like that does things by example.
Right.
I really like him. You know what I'm saying? Like, not necessarily anybody that I think is going to be like super impact defensive player, but he's a guy that's going to add depth to.
He's gonna help the team.
He
The,
absolutely.
the unseen things, right? Shout out to my guy Steve, always tuning in, man. Hey, man, Kyle Fuller's off the board, man. It would be great, but he's off the board, man. He's not available no more, unfortunately. I hate it because I love me some Kyle Fuller. But you're right. Not only gets the run though, there, like as you're talking about, just enough push in the middle so those end guys get home and that quarterback can't step up, in the pocket. Matters a ton. Now for me. And this is where it gets tricky, right? This is where it gets tricky. I'm not mad at Neal because I mean, Neal's my guy. I like Neal. I like Chauvin as well, But this goes back to can we move up and get 2? If Neal's my 44, I got to get back in the second round and get somebody. possibly a linebacker even. Or if we're talking about corner now, I can't let corners go too long. Now, Tyson Campbell's a guy I think we should take a look at from Georgia. I think he fits this scheme and does what Dan
Yeah,
Quinn likes, and
he
he's probably
does.
a third-round prospect right now. But again, how far? Again, or better yet, if you're sitting at 44 and the guy that you want at 39, go to 39 and go get him. That's what I would see the Cowboys do rounds 2 through 4.
Yeah,
Got these picks. Don't take 10 guys. Go up the board if your guy's in range and go get him. Or double dip at 1, even if you have to. Now this is getting brought up in the chat. Let me bring it up in the chat. Now this would be great, Jeff. Hey. So talks broke down in Seattle. Don't know if you saw this yet or not. This kind of happened during a Tuck show when I was on here with Cowboys Fan Only. Make sure you go to Cowboys Fan Only, hit that sub button as well. And as we were on air, the talks broke down between former Alabama Roll Tide defensive tackle Gerard Reed and Seattle. So it's either a trade or cut scenario is what's being reported.
mm.
What if you're done and everybody knows you're done with him? Sounds like you can trade the minimal to get him, or they just got to let him go. Are you picking up the phone and saying, "Hey, you want this 5th, 6th, 7th? What do you need for Reed? Are you picking up the phone for Reed here in Dallas? Does that make you say, "Hey, Jerron, I know Ron, but does that make you say, maybe I can get rid of a late round pick? I'm not picking 10 anyways. Hell, I might give you a 5th and a 6th. I don't care." And go get Mr. Jerron Reed and say, "Man, I don't need to get me an interior defensive lineman no more." You probably got to pay him. There's the caveat. You probably got to pay him. Do you like him enough, though, to go do it?
It's not a question of whether I like him enough to go do it. It's whether or not Seattle is going to do it. Because
Seattle's out. I mean, here's the thing. Seattle's out. They're not going to pay him. They can't. Apparently, they can't pay him. They're out. So it's literally a trade, or they got to cut him scenario at this point. Is the word?
Mm-hmm.
If you're buying the word,
yeah, I let bygones be bygones.
Mm-hmm.
I call them and see what they take. But at the end, I wouldn't get my hopes up while I'm calling them, because I know Seattle, at the end of the day, they don't like trading with us. They took less for Earl Thomas. For some reason they like to link us to Seattle with a lot of trades, and it just never goes through. Their brass over there, man, they don't want to get manipulated,
Right.
and they don't want it in the media when they do make these moves. They like to make their moves very, very silent. Dallas is always leaks and all of that type of stuff. Hence why we only have a certain amount of trade partners that we work with. But yeah, I would definitely, I pick up the phone and call and see what they're talking about. Definitely. Why not? What else do we have to lose at this point?
Yeah, I mean, like I said again, you probably have to pay him. And here's the Ian Rappaport. I want to make sure I get my verbiage right here. The Seahawks are moving on from starting defensive tackle Jerron Reed. Source said, either in a release or a trade. Reed had wanted a long-term deal, which is back to the point I said you got to pay him. But the team hoped for just a conversion for cap space. Talks broke down, and here we are. Adam Schefter. Jerron Reed is expected to lead the Seahawks per source. They could try to trade him or release him, ending still to be determined. Jerron Reed's tweet. It's been real 12s. Tomorrow at 1, it's official. On to the next chapter.
Whew.
So there's the catch up from the parties that matter. To me, I said this at the start of the training camp, and I had to training camp, free agency, and I thought, I said, hey man, I think the Cowboys are going to go do something in this front seven if you look at Dan Quinn, right? Dan Quinn cut his teeth as a defensive line coach before he moved up the ranks and being who he is now from defensive coordinator to head coach, right? So on and so forth. I thought that this would be where they would do that. They missed out. They swung and a miss. Oh, I can't really say they swung and miss. It didn't happen. Sometimes you have to pay for quality.
Yes.
Sometimes. Mr. Reed, is younger than Mr. Dalvin Tomlinson. Okay. I think he comes in here and does exactly what you need. I don't, if I don't ask the Cowboys to do a lot. I know how they are, or whatever. I know how they move. But if you were prior to Dan Quinn getting here, and even Mike Nolan, you were prior into the talks of one Minka Fitzpatrick. You were in talks not once but twice. I know this for a fact. I know a guy with Jamal Adams. I don't know how you're not in the talks right now. This is like a godsend. Oh, Reed's available. This fixes this thing. I don't have to go get a guy in the draft because I think if you get Reed, you don't have to go get a guy in the draft, right? My guy Dwight just put it up there. We got to get Quinn a Grady Garrett type of guy. I think your guy Reed fits the mold. You got to pay him. That's fine. Guess what? We haven't paid nobody. Oh, on top of that, we got contracts we can move around. Look, does anybody think that Amari Cooper is going to walk out this door next year? Of course not. Of course not. So go ahead, touch his contract, go get Reed for, I don't know, a bag of popcorn and pay him. What's the problem? You had to pay Jamal Adams if you went and got him. You had to pay Minka Fitzpatrick.
Too. The TV deal's going to kick in.
Talk to him, DMV. Talk to him.
Yeah, I mean, you got to, I mean, at the end of the day, we all know what it is, man. The TV ratings were the TV ratings, and maybe the gates are going to change because they're going to open up the crowds to people with the vaccine and all of that type of stuff. So, yeah, I mean, with Amazon Prime and Yahoo sniffing to get this TV deal, that TV deal is going to be huge. It's going to be the biggest deal. Bro, these contracts are going to bust it wide open. You might as well just, be ahead of the game. Be ahead of the game.
Yeah, I mean, ahead of the game. Ahead of the game that you just said there, DMV. And again, it doesn't just put your defense ahead of the game. It puts your draft ahead of the game. As we were literally just talking before we got to that, right? I'm not looking at D tackle. I'm kosher. Oh, I got Watkins. I got Urban. Okay. Oh, I got Antoine back. Wood, the other Woods, or whatever other Woods you had a defensive tackle. We're out of Woods in safety. Okay. I got Hill. I got Gallimore. Oh, we got Reed. Bruh, I'm not worried. Bruh. Sure, fifth round, there's a guy there that shouldn't be there. Sure, I'll take him then. I don't have to go do another defensive tackle at that point.
Yeah.
I freed myself from those chains. Now again, I don't think low-key, I don't think they're going to do it. I don't think they're going to do it because we know the Cowboys. Unequivocally, though, this is the time. This is when you should be proactive. We talked about Malcolm Brown. Man, he got for a BS 7th round in a 2-year, $10 million deal. Like, okay, it's out on that. Okay, this is your chance here. Get active. Look, hey, you traded for Quinn. It worked out pretty well. Hey, you traded for Amari Cooper. It worked out pretty well. You don't do free agency well, Stephen Jones, but damn it, you trade for guys that it seems to work out pretty damn well. Go trade and go get Mr. Reed.
Exactly. Did I ever tell you why I was so pissed off about Malcolm Brown? I was so pissed off about it because I knew New Orleans was getting ready to cut him. I knew he was a starter. I was like, all right, well, they're getting ready to cut him. They can't pay him. I was working on the middle of a video. I'm right in the middle of it. Then all of a sudden, breaking news. Traded to the Jags. Oh my God. Are you serious? I'm like, what did they give up? Come on, bro. A 6th rounder? What are we talking about? We can't give up a 6th rounder, BJ.
Bruh, I'm with you. I mean, it was funny because I was talking about on Twitter. My guy Matt Owen, aka Professor O, was like, well, he's about to be a free agent. I'm like, I wouldn't let him be a free agent. I would call him right now and say, hey, you want the 7th round pick, the 6th round pick? Let me send you something. And we didn't do it. And then guess what happened? Is it like you just said, got his ass shipped out to Jacksonville, got that 2-year extension, and that's it. Man, Jeffrey, man, talk to him, man. Bro, let me get this comment up here, DMV. Bro, restructure Coop and sign Reed long term. It's a wrap.
Facts, man. Facts. I mean,
I'm with it. And it's really that simple. Like, bro, they got to get rid of him. Look, low-key, look, before we got here. I said, man, let's get active rounds 2 through 4. We got 5 picks. Bro, send him up, send him the fourth, send him the comp fourth. Send him the comp fourth for him. Who are you going to take with that comp pick? What number is that?
You're going to take a defensive tackle anyway with that comp
right.
fourth.
Yeah, I'm like, bro, just send the comp fourth. Let's pick 130, whatever the hell it is, and go get Reed, pay him, and walk away. Again, what I always said leading into free agency before we even got there, I was like, if you're going to go into free agency and dip in, get guys that got the best football ahead of them. Stop getting guys where you hope there's some tread on the tire. Go get a guy. That's why I was big on Dalvin Tomlinson. He's 27. Best football's ahead of him. Give him a 3-4 year deal. He'll be 30, 31. You can move on. It's a dirty business, but it is what it is. So, yeah, I mean, at the end of the day, you give up that 4th round pick. If that's what it takes, it might not take that. But if it takes a 4th, hey, look, low key. Second, third's what, 99? Am I tripping? Hold on. Is that what it is? I'm losing 32,
75
32.
99, something like that.
Yeah, 99, right? I give up 99 for Jarran Reed right now. My second, third round pick, you can have it for Jarran Reed. I'm not tripping. I don't think it's going to take that, but that's where I will be at with this type of talent that's available for what you need to do with this front 7. I'm kosher. I'm giving that up for Reed. I'm striking the pin because when you restructure, man, Cooper's getting his money. You're just guaranteeing he's going to be here longer than next year. Is anybody complaining about Cooper being here longer than one more season?
Not me. Certainly.
Yeah,
Especially since I got my quarterback.
Let's go. Yeah, let's go. And then you got Reed in that middle wrecking havoc with everybody else. The Gallimore, we're looking at Hill maybe making that jump. Urban holding people down. Bro, I mean, to me, it's just a no-brainer, man. Like if the Cowboys are ever to make a move here and they're really serious about getting over the hump, and we're talking about this defense, and you don't have to give up a ton to go get Reed. Now, is somebody going to jump in there with a second or first round pick? I don't think so, because they're up against the wall. And we know how this works in the NFL. Whenever you know somebody's not going to pay nobody, or you're going to just cut them, nobody's going to come jump out the window for you with that guy. They're not going to do it. So go do whatever it takes. I think at the highest it's going to take you 99. But whatever it takes between 99 to the very end, give that up. Go get him. Strike the pin. Sign him. He's going to be good to go and move on. And now when we get to the draft, guess what? I don't have to worry about it. Well, man, do we need Shelvin? Do we need McNeil? I mean, do we need Wilson? Do I need my guy Nixon from Iowa? I need my guy Tualua from USC. Like, who do I need? I don't know who I need. I don't have to worry about it no more.
Facts, yeah, absolutely. I was gonna say, instead of being desperate and saying, am I gonna pick the right one out of this? Like, who do I pick? It's like, I'm just gonna pick the one that I really like the best. Not worried about missing. So I'm with you on that. Absolutely.
You ain't got to panic. Prophet says, so let's just say we stay put. Would you bring in Geno Atkins? Yeah, look, man. Geno's 33, which is younger than Gerald.
A little too old for me.
Younger than Gerald McCoy, though.
I think he's better than Gerald McCoy too. In my opinion.
I think there's more gas in the tank than Gerald. I think at this point, I don't want Gerald. I feel some type of way about Gerald McCoy. I think with at least Geno Atkins, I'm like, okay, let's get to camp and see. I don't feel as bad about Geno as I do against Gerald. But low key, my goodness.
Are we talking 1 year? Are we talking?
Yeah, it's got to be 1 year. Yeah, it's got to, right? I mean, we're not going no longer than 1 year, right? You're not going to. Look, and Patrick's going to backdoor with. Is he motivated? Well, I mean, it's easy to lose motivation in Cincinnati, but Dak's in the building. You feel like you're kind of on the cusp, perhaps, of doing what you've done the past few years. I'm not talking about Super Bowl. Doing more than you've done for the past few years in Cincy. Maybe that motivates you some. But again, yeah, 1 year deal for sure. I'm not trying to sign. I don't want to be tied to Geno for 3 years. But I mean, 1 year deal. But again,
I like your alternative much better because I get a younger player. And also I get a premium younger player that I got a year to contract negotiate with at least.
Mm-hmm.
if we don't strike a deal right off the bat.
Right.
So,
And I'm with you there because, I mean, here's the thing. Here's what it does. Urban was a 1 year deal, right? Antoine
yeah.
Woods restructured 1 year. Carlos Watkins was a 1 year, right?
Yep. He
All
was.
right. I mean, okay. So basically, this is like Hill Gallimore and the other big guy that's still here. I think it's last year's Zilts. So I mean, we're set. Like we know for a fact moving forward, we ain't got to worry about drafting nobody for a couple of years because Gallimore going to the second year of his 4 year deal, right? Hill's going to the third year of his 4 year deal, and I got my guy John. I mean, for whatever our extension is on him, so we're good. Like we don't have to worry about drafting a guy high defensive tackle for a while. So to me, yeah, the Geno versus Gerald McCoy thing was kind of sexy to me until today during my guy Jay Tuck's cast and was like, oh, Breed's available? What are we talking about? You know, I mean, and so from now to I will be a little unbearable, Cowboys Nation. You follow me on Twitter or everything. I'm going to be banging the drum hella hard moving forward about Mr. Reed until he doesn't show up with Cowboys Nation, which I fully expect. So this kind of derailed our draft talk a little bit. I'm sorry about that. That's what I brought you on for. My bad. But I mean, hey man, we gotta let the people talk to us and do what we have to do. Prophet says, yeah, I would say 1 year with the Geno. I would love Geno Atkins. Yeah, Tim, I'm with you. You know, if nothing else is said, if we can't get our guy Reed now, yeah, I mean, I look, definitely we're going to bring it. If we're going to sign a guy D tackle, my number one guy now will be Geno for sure, and let's see what he has. But Geno doesn't stop me from going to draft a guy. For you, Geno, Gerald McCoy, who else we got out there? Short. Who's my other guy from Denver? He was hurt a lot last year.
It's a whole bunch of them because I have the list and I haven't looked them up. All
That's all right. I got the list.
Names are kind of, I'm not gonna say long in the tooth, but a little bit older. You know what I'm saying? Like
yeah, they're just in the same.
Quan, like 32. Things like 32.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean they're kind of on the same mode a little bit. Hold on, what's my guy from? I'm pulling it up right now because it's going to drive me crazy if I don't. Okay, clearly no. Get out here. Man, defensive tackle. Come on, help me out now. Jarrell Casey.
Okay.
Jarrell Casey.
Yeah.
31. Jarrell Casey, 31, right? Big body, right? Was in Denver. I think he only played like 2-3 games last year as well. He was hurt. Geno Atkins, according to NFL TradeRumors.com, they're top 50 right now. FYI, if you want a case reference, if you want to go take a look, just top 100, 21 NFL free agents that are left. So Casey's at 26, Atkins at 27. Daquan Jones, Tennessee Titans, 29. He's sitting there at 34. Lawrence Guy, 31. I think I'm good. New England. Let me do Kawan Short, 32. They got him ranked at 47. I mean, we're getting that. I mean, we are getting the Stephen Jones reign. I can't be like, nah. Danny Shelton. Now, here's the thing about Danny Shelton. Terrible year in Detroit last year. Terrible year. However, beforehand, not so bad. But they got him at 59. He's 28. And that's going to leave you with John Jenkins from Chicago, 32. So, I mean, nothing makes you excited. You look at what you got. Maybe you just go draft a guy.
Shelton in a heartbeat, though. Like, I really like this. I like this college tape a lot. He's one of the guys that I broke down, one of the first ones.
Yeah.
I mean, in Detroit, bro, it's really tough there. Based on what we've seen out of our defensive tackles for, I don't know,
since LeRoy Glover was here.
I was gonna say LeRoy Glover, but I'll give David Irvin. David Irvin was kind of balling when he was in there.
He had moments. He had his moments.
But since that's a long time ago. Danny Shelton is much better than what we've seen. So
yeah, I'm with you. I'm with you. Look, man. I'm throwing the Detroit tape out a little bit on that one. To be honest with you, just for the simple fact, man, they took old boy from Ohio State, right? Okuda. And I mean, everyone say he's a bust. I'm like, yeah, but was he really a bust, or was that defense just a problem? And nobody got it. Maybe a little bit of the
maybe it was Matt Patricia, and
right,
the garbage they had out there.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so I mean, like I said, I'm not on Shelton at all. I think of the guys, I think you talked to me into a little bit there, DMV. Give me Shelton over everybody. Of those free agents, look, I am intrigued by
I think you
Gino.
get less. I think you get more value out of him for
Right. For what we need.
Probably gonna pay.
Yeah, for what we need. Like I said, I'm intrigued by Gino, but if I'm going to get another guy, bring me Danny Shelton. I'm with you, DMV, bro. I'm definitely with you. No offense to my boy Mark Henderson. Yeah, DMV. Yeah, DMV. Oh, guy resigned. Okay, Ryan Hawkins. I missed that one. I can't catch everything. I try.
Yeah, it's tough.
Yeah. I mean, it sounds so simple, Jeff. My God, Dunnigan. It does sound so simple. Just go get Reed. What are we doing? Let's just go get Jerron Reed and let's make it happen. We'll have to wait and see, man. Here's what I do know. Here's the thing that I do like. They literally lined up Gamagai Kamikaze, aka KZ, as safety. There's no pending contracts out there currently. There's nobody that we know they're offering currently. So it should be a clear mind of them doing stuff. Also, with it going into Friday, if nothing gets done Friday, it buys about 2 days to see what happens with Reed. And then you get some money, and then maybe you have to make a move. So we might be here for the long game. We might wake up in the morning and the deal's done. Again, I don't expect it to be with us, but I absolutely unequivocally believe it should be with us. But before we get out of here, I mean, I've kept you a little bit long. I know you said you had about 45. We know went 61. I'm sorry.
It's all good.
Real quick, we got derailed a little bit. I do want to ask you this. Who's your guys at wide receiver? I know, look, Cowboys was going to roll their eyes. I get it. I know. But I think they're going to add a wide receiver somewhere in this draft. Who's your guy at wide receiver?
I'm also looking at the later guys. So I like the Eskridge kid. I like the speed on him late. I'm not looking at any of the top guys. Obviously, I really like them. I like, Waddle.
Waddle at 10 Waddle at 10 don't intrigue you?
Huh?
Waddle at 10 don't intrigue you?
Not really.
Waddle over. So you would say corner Satan over Waddle at 10?
I would.
Okay.
I would.
Okay.
Only because of what we saw from them. Before I wasn't, but actually looking and seeing them to work out and actually be better athletes than I thought, and the tape actually match it. I think that Horn and Surtain, more so Horn, definitely earned it. You know what I'm saying? I like, I 1A.
Okay. Well, my guy, and I don't want to go early. My guy's Anthony Schwartz, Flash. Remember that 4.29, if you will. You look at his 100-meter time versus Tyreek Hill, right? That's my guy from the speed standpoint. But I'm going to pivot off there real quick because I was able to get you into this Horn Surtain thing. All right, so give it to me. No, look, and I prefaced my thing the other night. I'm not hating on Horn. I think Horn is a fine prospect. Want to be clear. I like Horn's game a lot, and I wouldn't cry if they took Horn, or I wouldn't be like, "Oh, we effed up." Oh my God, I wouldn't be that kind of mad or whatever. I think Surtain makes more sense for this team. You like Horn? Give the people why.
I like Horn. Actually, I like both of them. So I think that Surtain is.
I'm saying with you. I like both of them as well.
Yeah. So Surtain, I think, is the most technically sound. If you ask me between the two, who's the dog? It's J.C. Horn. And so if I'm looking at Dan Quinn's scheme, and I'm saying, okay, which one of these guys is the closest to Richard Sherman? I think it's J.C. Horn. Length, arms, you know what I'm saying? Because he is a little bit. They're both 6'2", right? Are you both 6'2"?
Oh no.
No.
JC was 6. He's 6. I mean, he's big enough. He's got long arms. His arms are right there in the depth.
But that
for sure. So his arms
are fine. That 41 and a half, that did something to me. 41 and a half, plus being able to, run, sub 4.4, but we really not counting that as much.
Yeah, but I mean, he's fast. He's faster than look. No matter what the 40 numbers are, he's faster than Surtain. Yeah. Period. We're good on that.
I think that what I like about him is in the cover 3, There's a couple of things that I like with him squeezing the sideline and being able to not only squeeze the sideline but play the back shoulder fade too as
mm,
well. So
mm,
there's just a couple of things that I like a little bit better than Sertan. But Sertan is sound, and I wouldn't be
right,
mad at either one of them. It's just the
right,
little things that made me push
right.
JC
Mm,
over. That's just
mm.
those little things that I named.
No, and I like that. I mean, because when we get to the position ranks, we had to sweat the small things to bear out who we like better and more. And for me, um, look, there was a point where I was like, yeah, I don't like the Farley didn't play, but to me, here's what I do think. Even let me be clear, even with the back surgery that's happening, my comp to Farley is Antonio Cromartie Jr. I'm being clear.
That's a good
Tall,
one. He's
rangy.
very raw,
He's
athletic.
very right. And that was kind of when he got picked, I was like, oh my God, he's just too raw and everything. And then all of a sudden he was getting all the picks like he was making babies. So I think that's where he's at. But I think, obviously the back surgery is going to move him. Again, if Farley fell to 44, I would probably, I think I'd probably
I
take
don't
him.
know if I like
But,
Farley in Dallas.
but
I don't know why.
well, the bright lights, it makes you feel different. But I don't think Farley's going to fall the first round anyways. With that being said, I'm on backdoor here to the Horn. Is that here's why I'm Sertan over Horn. Okay. And we've all played football. You've played it, you're coaching it currently. I'm going to ask you a very simple question. Whenever a wide receiver is maybe even or maybe just a smith, he doesn't make separation. He's just maybe a half a step in front of you, and you think you're about to get beat. What do you do?
Yeah, I think it all depends, man. It all depends.
Right. And a lot of times when I watch him grab,
Yeah,
look, not that he's handsy at the line. Yeah, no, I'm not mad at handsy at the line. But I'll watch him be very grabby within the route progression, right? And I'm like, yeah, whenever you get grabby 5 yards on, you're in your head worried that you're getting beat all of a sudden. Now, is that something you get coached out of or something that you can get out of? I do believe that is a thing. I know some guys don't believe that. I do think with more football, I think that changes for him. But neither here nor there on that standpoint. Because when I look at Patrick, the same thing is he's a great press guy. However, he's a great press. He presses to find what route you're running, and then he's kosher. If he doesn't get his hands on you at the line, there's an opportunity to create space. There is. There's holes in both of their games. Here's where I question people, and now I'll ask you this question. Why does people think that Patrick Surtain's not a dog? Help me out. Help me out
I didn't
there.
say he wasn't a dog because, and quite honestly, I hear a lot of people talk about the LSU game where Chase gave them fits. I seen him giving Diggs fits. I didn't see him giving Surtain
Oh,
fits
and
like
if
that.
you turn on the Jefferson tape, Surtain was all on him.
He was. I think that people. I'm not saying he doesn't have dog in him. I was just saying JC has a little bit more based on what I saw. I think that, but it's actually crazy though, because when we're talking about that, if we're talking about tackling, Surtain is a much better tackler than JC is. So it really all just depends on what you want. I don't necessarily need JC to tackle. I don't need him to tackle in our scheme on what we want. You know what I'm saying? And what I need from him. I don't need him to tackle. But it is great to have a corner that can go out there and tackle. That's a plus to have. So that's what I'm a 1A and 1B, man. Because
and I think the thing when it comes to Surtain is not only is he a willing tackler, he brings thump. He brings thump. He understands how to strip the ball. He does different things. This is my next level of why I'm Surtain over Horn. I think football IQ wise, it's not close. Coverage wise, we can talk about this and things and pick holes and everything else. I think we can do that for both guys. I think both guys excel at certain things. I think both guys have problems. I think when I get to the football IQ side of things, JC Horn's not there. He's not. He might be in the parking lot of Cowboys Stadium, right? But Surtain is on the 50-yard line because I've watched time and time again him, whether it's oh, I'm here. I got my cornerback here. I'm looking at the set, and he's communicating. Hey, this is what's happening because I've watched the tape. I understand it. Hey, when he comes this way, go that way. And I watched him change it. You can see that against Thaddeus Moss and what you call it in the LSU game. I can take you back to the the Ole Miss game. I can take you all the way to the Florida Gators game, even though I know the Gators had a good run. Look, and everybody will say, "Oh, look what Pitts did to Surtain." Actually, Surtain didn't cover him. Surtain made a hell of a play just to get back into play to get Moss. It wasn't his guy. Go turn on that touchdown late and look at it. So again, the IQ on the field and the communication, which look as good as Diggs kind of showed and proved as a second round pick, and what we haven't seen great communication. What do we see in our secondary? Play happens. Oh,
true.
I see that from him. So I go better tackler. I go more turnovers. I go better IQ. I go 6'2". Boy, I'm not saying, look, and some people jumped out the window and said, oh, well, I mean, Jalen Ramsey, blah, blah, blah. But what I want to say is I'm not putting him with Jalen. Right. I'm not putting him at Jalen whatsoever. What I'm saying is what we forgave Jalen in hips and cone drills and everything else, you have to do the same for a taller cornerback because they're not going to be as athletic. Mm-hmm. So I think that's well, he's just not athletic. And I think we get to this. Well, his ceiling is there. He's who he is going to be. So do we really think that Surtain's going to come to the league and not get better like the player he is right now? Isn't that? Then they had another guy said, yeah, Diggs or Surtain is just not a good combination at cornerback. Well, damn, that shit worked for Alabama. So that's not going to work in the NFL. So it's like those kind of things. Again, I like Horn. And I'm with you. You said 1A, 1B. I think that's perfectly said. I'm the same way, just reverse. Surtain's 1A for me, and Horn's 1B for me. They both have holes, but the things that I like are going to be the intangibles, the film study, the IQ, the better tackler, which we know we tackled horribly last year. So it does matter that we get a guy that's a sure tackler. I think those things for me push me Surtain over Horn. However, with that being said, it's still Pitts gang over here. It's still Kyle Pitts at 10 over any corner. But that's my breakdown with the two top corners, man.
And it also depends. It also depends too if the safety position is anything like it was, right? Where they weren't helping our corners out at all. I think Horn is more suited. But if you got more safety help and Kamikaze works out, and Donovan Wilson, Surtain might be a better fit there because he can get his hands on you. You know what I mean? He may not be as fast, but like you said, all of the IQ and the communication, like everything would be. So it really all just depends on
who's more Richard Sherman-esque, Surtain or Horn to you?
I think it's Horn.
I
think it's Horn.
The big body, not as fast, get my hands and bail.
It's more it's more for me when I watched him bail in cover 3. When I watched him in cover 3, the way he's able to squeeze the sideline Horn and able to, you know what I'm saying, jump, also be able to jump the out routes as well, reminds me of Richard a little bit more.
Right.
Surtain, but here's the great thing we can say about both of them. They both could be Cowboys because they've had the bright lights on them their whole lives.
Boom, say it again. And look, and they played as true freshmen. That's another thing to love about both of them. They walked on campus day one starters or contributors, I should say. I want to make them starters, but they day one played. They won redshirted. They came in and played immediately.
Yeah, so they've lived up to the hype of their names.
Right.
In my opinion, I'm not gonna say they surpassed it yet because they haven't played the NFL down. But normally you don't get sons. I mean, like when you get son, like these guys, like, and another guy we're not talking about who's a son. Who I really love.
The other son.
Jr.
Yeah.
Who's my favorite corner in the draft. I just know if he was 6 feet, you know, we're not even talking about either one of these guys.
Yeah. Yeah. You know, I'm like, man, I mean, he can play. Look, but I'm like, man, Jar Alexander, you know, he's top 2, 3 if you like. I mean, he's not 6, but I mean, we already know what it is here in Dallas.
I'll ask you this. Because where is Alex? He's in Green Bay, right?
Yeah, Green Bay, former
So
former
was he
Louisville
drafted
Cardinal.
by McCarthy? McCarthy, right?
Man, he's on the cusp. I don't know if he was for sure or not. I
I think
don't
he
know
might
for
have been the
sure or
last
not.
one, but
He might have been. He's either the last one or the one right out. He's literally right on that cutoff. You're right. I don't know if he was the last one or the one after that. Make sure my guy Bo Allen in the building, 1-1s on the. Hey man, come on, man. NWO for life. Man, I had to rip it tonight. Cowboys, because I'm for life on it.
now if they
You're
don't
right
care
though. I
about
don't know.
height, bro, if they don't care about height, which
No,
one
yeah,
would they
yeah, yeah.
do?
Samuel. Yeah. No. And this question was brought up. Right? Anthony Brown's on the team. They gave J. Lou the contract. Now, to me, I think, well, you signed J. Lou because you can cut Brown and get $4 million. J. Lou's going to be an inside guy. But J. Lou's got the arm length, though, at 5'11 to go play outside.
You know what else J. Lou
Now,
has that Anthony Brown doesn't?
and here's where I'm going to lose my bet because I bet my guy SoFlo that we're going to sign an outside corner. If they deem J. Lou to be the outside corner, yeah, I'm going to pay up that 50, but go ahead.
Another thing J. Lou offers you too, which I think that they off. Remember that Giants game, he stepped in and played safety, and he did not do
He
bad
did.
at all.
Yeah,
So
he
he
did.
offers you
He
that
played some
flexibility
safety.
as well. So
Yeah, big
it looks
facts.
like the defense they want to add a little bit more hybrid stuff to where they had the safeties doing more of the hook the curls, curl the flats, making it a
Right.
little bit tougher. Because I mean, we ultimately have been getting killed by tight ends and seams for God knows how long. So
Oh man, it's a tight end killer though. It's a tight end killer if you bring him in here.
ooh.
Sertan. Tight end killer. But the thing I love about Horn though, Horn gives me here's what I like about Horn. He kind of gets underneath your skin a little bit. He
He
kind
got
of
up under
rub.
Kyle Pitts' skin a little
Yeah,
bit
he
too.
kind of gets underneath
They
your
went at
skin. And remember Cortland Finnegan? And I know he got pieced up by Andre Johnson. Well, we're not worried about that.
I love
But
Cortland Finnegan.
But he has some Cortland Finnegan to his game of I'm just you know what, first quarter is cool, man. By halftime, maybe man, fuck this dude. And about third quarter, like man, I'm ready to box this guy. Fourth quarter, you're all the way out of the game because he's just needling you, doing the certain things about it. The other thing too, and everybody goes back to the Auburn save when it comes to JC Horn because out of all of his games, the only interceptions he ever got were 2, and they were in the Auburn game. But the thing that's within the game with the Auburn game was he got beat over the top by Williams for a 75-yard touchdown. And then for the rest of that game, my goodness. 2 interceptions, just up in him, just made him feel he's a competitor. Go to the pro days. Sertan, 17 reps on the bench. You know what he did? 18. No, I'm going to get one more than Sir. So the thing I do like about Horn is he is a competitor. It drives him. And there's where everybody wants to say about he's a dog, and because it drives him that kind of way. Now, the inside is, yeah. And Mac, you're right. Quinn already said, J. Lou said on record that he can just be out there roaming around and doing this thing. I said, boy, that sounds like Jalen Smith last year. A little scary, but we'll wait and see what happens. But the thing about it is that those those 2 guys, I mean, you just, again, what did Jerry say? We're out here circumcising a mosquito, DMV. That's what we're doing.
Yeah.
Man, we're looking to get either one of those guys. I don't like them at 10. If that's what we paying our corner into and that's what we got to do, then, so be it. We got to ride with it. I'm not going to cry if we get one of those guys at 10. Is it going to get me hyped and over the moon? No, but I'm like, sometimes you just need man, hey, look, man, you just need an old winter coat. You need some tube socks. Man, you need some draws. And if that's what it does to take this defense to the next level, hey, man, so be it. I'm not mad at it. You go back to the old, what was it? We missed out on Aaron Donald, but damn it, we got Zach Martin. Oh, well, damn, are we crying over spilled milk over here? No. Well, if I don't get Pitts, if I end up with Sertan and Horn, hey, man, okay, cool. Let's line them up and break them, and let's see what we can do.
Exactly. Or if I end up with Slater, because you never know. I mean, we don't think that, but you never know.
Right. Slater gets there, slide him in there. Look, the thing about Slater, and I said this from the very get from about the second week of February, and I was on a Big Game James show, and I was like, hey, man, go look at Slater. Look, Slater's tape tells you he's a 10-year starter. It's what he is. Guard, center,
and that's what
tackle.
I want at 10. That's what I want to tell.
I mean, he's a 10-year starter. That's like Like when I look at offensive linemen, I look at different things. I'm like, he's a 10-year starter. And look, that's what Slater is. I don't care when you put him on the line. And I said center for a reason. Center, guard, or tackle. You can put him in any three of the positions. I think he's going to excel. And I think he'll be a 10-year starter for you. So I think he walks in day one. Hey, Connor Williams, that's been great that you've been left guard, and it's your last year of your deal. Guess what? Goodbye. That's what it is. If you want to, it always gets talked about in Cowboys. If you really just want to get sexy and throw old Lyle Collins over there left guard and let Slater be right tackle, you're fine. Not that it's going to happen, but I'm just saying it gives you the flexibility to go do those things. For me, here's my three bugaboos. Here's my three bugaboos at 10 that I'm out on. Number one, Mr. Parsons. You are the weakest link. Goodbye. I'm out on Parsons. He's off my board. I'm kosher. I want nothing to do with you. Devontae Smith. Hey man, great senior year. I love that you're 6'1", 170 pounds. Man, that's good for you. Your calves are kind of big and everything. I hope you do great in the league. You're also dismissed off the island. I'm kosher. I don't need you. I'm good.
Not after getting CD Lamb. CD's bigger. Hell, CD needs a damn sandwich. So, you know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah. Now, if you go look at this tape this offseason, he's kind of bulked up some. I'll tell you what, CD Lamb took some hellified hits and kept popping up. Like, damn, how are you getting up? Yeah, he hella tough. But again, shout out to Devontae Smith. I'm not a hater. I think
we just don't need him.
Yeah, we just don't need him for the Dallas Cowboys. Man, we just don't need him. So Parsons, excused. Smith, excused. And last, well, I'll be this should be anything, is no quarterbacks here, right? Come on, that's a layup drill. Yeah. That's a layup drill. But last, and certainly not least, JC Horn. No, I'm joking. I'm good with JC Horn. Any reach at defensive player that worries me outside the corner. The dates. Well, not only Greg Rousseau, that guy at Penn State today with 0 sacks doing all these damn shits that we had the damn scouts at.
Yeah, nah.
Yeah. Look.
That's a no for me, dog.
Yeah, man. It's a no from me, dog. Look, the only defensive guy that I'm taking at 10 has to either be PS2. I'm shopping for a PS2 or Mr. Horn. That's it. Now, low key, inside checked on Horn. Word is that not only is he shopping for a house, and we've seen with the Dallas cap on, there is word out that he's shopping for a house in the Dallas or Frisco area, in Irving, Frisco area. And then the other ties that bind is his coach is best friends with Dan Quinn. For what it's worth, right? Because every piece of information this time of the year matters. So there is that for what it is, whether that means anything or not, whatever. Is there any one guy that sticks out that you're just like, no, at 10, hell no. No way, no how.
I've been saying I don't want Caleb Farley at 10 for the longest time. Mm-hmm. I don't want because I still think that
no risk.
Even healthy, I thought he was a project.
Right.
I thought that those other two, I had those two ahead of him, honestly. In my top five, I had Asante over him, personally. I had Caleb before.
Okay.
I had Caleb before.
I think Asante's number 3. I think Asante's number 3 right now. If we're doing 1A, 1B, then Asante's number 2. I think Asante's same as number 3.
Yeah.
In my book. And look, and especially after we got a little surgery here, whatever's happening, and honestly, and I kind of leaned that because of the Cowboys. Man, you really got to turn on. Look, and I implore anybody that watches like all 22 or different things or hasn't looked at Asante yet, man, go dial it up. You're gonna walk away from that tape and I think it might change your mind about some things. And this is kind of the thing where I've tried to tell Cowboys Nation, like, hey man, be open to offense. 2 through 4, there's so much deep cornerback, defensive tackle. There's so much available. You can go get busy. But that's where, but on the back end, I'm like, that's where we have to go get us 2 second rounds and a third. Like we got those 5 picks in those 3 rounds. That's where we have to get busy at because there's so much talent to be had there, man. There's so much there. So yeah, man. I'm excited. I mean, look, I'm getting super excited. We're not even in April yet, and I'm super excited already about talking about this thing. Hey man, yeah, I had to bring it back tonight. I had to bring it out tonight. We were, McCarthy came back for a press conference, so I had to bring back the NWO shirt out again
Yes,
tonight.
sir.
You already know. And then I had the backdoor here with my brother from another with DMV and getting
Yes,
this
sir.
thing. Fair enough, Joseph. Yeah, very true. Um, Church, I mean, we talked about it earlier. Church, boy, he's a Cowboy special at 44. But again, I don't know if he makes it there. We'll have to wait and see. Man, with that being said, man, I appreciate you rocking with me. I know we were a little overtime than what you had set up. Man, I
Yes, sir.
appreciate that, man. DMV, at this point in time, man, I rolled the red carpet, man. Pay them bills. Tell the people where they can find you, man.
Hey, look, man, y'all can find me at DMV Cowboys Fanatic on YouTube. I'm DMV Dallas Cowboy on Twitter. And look, y'all in the Star Gang, y'all in the group, y'all know me as John JG Garner. That's me. Probably talking trash about Pitts all day because I'm Team Pitts over here.
Let's go. Choo choo. Let's go. We riding the train, man. Hey, man, we appreciate you rocking with us as always here on Star Gang. Man, if you're on YouTube, first time listener or anything, man, make sure you hit that sub, hit the notification bell, share, tell a friend, help grow the gang. Hey, man, it's our first year on YouTube. We've only been on YouTube for a few months. Man, we're over 200 subs, man. I'm feeling pretty excited about that. Now, if you jump over to Facebook, man, we're over 3K in the group. We're over 3K followers on the page. It's just Star Gang. Like and follow the page. Man, go ahead and join the group. I'll get you in there. It's all good, man. Come join the conversation. And all y'all on Facebook, man, stop playing with me, man. Y'all keep watching me on Facebook, man. Y'all don't go over there to YouTube and hit that Star Game Podcast sub button. Either way, though, Facebook or YouTube, hit the notification bell. Because we're live every Wednesday during the off season at 8 p.m. Central. During the season, Tuesdays on 8 p.m. Central. But man, you just never know, man. I mean, I popped up earlier. I popped up tonight. It is what it is. If you hit the
Draft
notification
season,
bell,
baby.
you will man, exactly. You'll never know when not to miss us. And of course, on Twitter, very simply, your _guy_Knicks. Man, come follow me on Twitter, man. I'm this close to 1,000 followers, man. I'm pretty hyped about that. Pretty stoked about it, man. It's been a good time, man. Hey, man, the draft's ramping up. That means we're only can do more and talk more. Man, I'm excited. My God, DMV was on here for the first time, man. We done a couple of shows around. Man, I finally got him over a Star Game. I'm super stoked about that, man. Appreciate it all, man. Jeffrey, Steve. Yeah. No. Of course, Tyrone, Bo Allen in the building. Ryan, as always, that pitch train. Jeff, Dwayne. Man, I'll give these shout outs real quick, man. Oh, damn it. Boy, I got to hit the right button. Man, Joseph Sandberg. Yeah, man. Shout out to you, man. Tim Hargrave. Man, appreciate all y'all. Mark Hanner, as always. He's just back to back. Ryan Hopkins. Stevie Mack. All y'all, man. We appreciate y'all. Make sure, like I said, man, follow us. Notification bell. I'm actually, hold on. Announcement. I do have a show tomorrow. Hold on. My guy Space Cowboy. He's been on a couple of times. I want to make sure I get the info right because I ain't trying to screw it up. Man, hey, man, I can't keep up with all this. I'm old. I can't do it. Yeah, Space Cowboy. I'm going to retweet it real quick. It's doing me, J Tuck, SoFlo on there. Man, we're doing a draft season talk, and we're doing a mock draft tomorrow night, 8:30 p.m. Eastern, 7:30 Central. Follow me, your _guy_Knicks. I'm going to retweet that. Y'all make sure you can follow us. And, man, we're going to be in the building. We're going to have a good time tomorrow doing another mock draft, man. Salute as always, DMV. Thank you for rocking me. I kept you over. It happens when you get on my show, man. At least in one of those 5-6 hour shows. You know how I do. You lucky. You got off light. Appreciate everybody rocking with us.